Hey folks, welcome to Real Southern Outdoors. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build what I call a cradle type paddle holder. Now, let's get started. If you've been following the videos, you know that I built this rod rack that goes on the back of the kayak that also holds a navigational light as well as a camera mount and some other extras. You'll have to go back and watch that video to see all that. But we're going to be utilizing that rod rack as well as the track mounts that come with this kayak. Now, some parts we're going to need. We're going to be needing, for the front mount, we're going to be needing a T that is 3/4 at the top, 3/4 at the bottom, and a 1/2 inch on the side. We're going to be needing a little short piece of 1/2 inch PVC. It's about 1 1/8 inches long. We're going to be needing a 3/4 inch plug. That's just a slip connection. And we're going to be needing 1.5 inch T that is 1.5 inches on each side and a 1/2 inch here. Now, the other day when I was cutting some PVC to make the keel guards for this kayak, while I was set up to cut PVC, I went ahead and I cut these T's here just like that. Now, I'll edit that part of that video into this one, so you'll be able to see how I got to this point now. What you want to do, you can take something like a piece of 1-inch pipe or whatever size your paddle handle is, and just kind of get you can see just something where it'll have room to lay in, just like this right here. Alright, once you put a mark on each side there, you can kind of eyeball it if you want to, or get real technical with it. You can put a mark on it, and then you can take your square, hold it down just like that, put your square on it just like this, hold it there and make you a mark, and then slide over to the other side where you just put a mark, make a mark down through there. Okay, once you do that on one, you need to transfer those marks here, and the way you'll get them the same is you want to, on your workbench or something, you want to lay that T down where that 1/2 inch side is flat, just like that, standing up on its own. Then you want to take the other one and put it right to it, bump it right to it, just like that right there, so they're standing flush together just like that. Take your Sharpie, you want to make sure they're just right, and I like to kind of just hold them in the middle there to make sure. I'm going to put a mark here where the mark from the front one is. I'm going to look under here and I'm going to put a mark right where the second one is, so you can see my marks are going to line up there. To cut these and try not to lose any fingers, I'm just going to take a piece of 1/2 inch PVC there. I think that's the gray electrical conduit, and I'm going to stick it in that 1/2 inch piece there real good. I'm going to take it out there and use that to clamp it down on my saw benches. And I'm going to take the skill saw and I'm going to clip those out just like I did how I cut the keel right there. So everything's been sanded, filed down so it's smooth, no sharp edges. It's ready for paint. We've got everything painted. We're going to put all this together. Now, I've already put the rear piece together. Remember, this was just a 1.25 inches to a 3/4, and then I had a 3/4 to a 1/2 inch piece, a reducer I should say, a little short piece about 1 inch, 1.8 inches of 1/2 inch PVC pipe. And then I took our T. I pushed all that together, and I run some screws in it. I just took a little short screw here, just like that right there, and these are number 6 by 3/4 inch. And for all my friends on the other side of the big pond there, these are metric 3.5 by 19. I just took and run a screw right there at the joint on each side to hold each piece in. Now that's going to lock that in. The reason I did that, if you glue this and you get out on the water and you decide you want it farther out, you're going to have to start all over. Or if you break a piece of this later on one day, you're going to have to start completely over. Now, the piece here with this big reducer, that's going to fit right in our rod rack that we made in the back. Now, if you're worried about this coming out, if you want to use a little safety, you can screw this too. You put a screw in the top or at the front or the rear there to hold that in place. Now, if you're not building a rod rack like this, or it won't work out for you, you can always get a little track and mount it right there and use this method here we're doing for the front. Now on the front, we made a track mount. Then we're going to use this T, and this is going to go together just like that. Our 1/2 inch PVC, and then our T. Now, let me tell you a little secret. before you do all this, put this one together. I would not glue this one either. You say, well, I'm afraid it's going to spin. Let me show you something. If you just take your track mount piece that we made and put it in there and glue it, you stick this thing down in here and you tighten it up, you might end up, let's see, you might end up with your teeth going out this way, and you need it sticking out over here. How I recommend doing this, take your track mount that we made, put it in there and snug it down. You don't have to tighten this thing down real tight. We're just building a paddle holder. We ain't building a running board for your kayak. So what you're going to do, snug that thing down, just finger tight it so it'll hold. Then slide your T on it where it is pointed out to the side of your kayak. And if you need a little something to work with there, you can kind of take this, put it on, line it up. Pull it down this way a little bit. We're ready to get a longer paddle. Let's go a little bit more. You can see. Now that's going to hold that paddle just like that. Let me show you something else I did. You can see what I did here to keep that paddle from sliding. The PVC on the paddle, that's going to be real slick. It's going to slide. If you want it to be a little quieter, not make as much noise, trying to get up on them skittish fish, or if you just want something to keep it from sliding, what I did, just took some of this drawer liner here that you can buy anywhere, Walmart or somewhere like that. I cut me a piece of it out and I fixed it where I could slide it right in there, and I used some of this Loctite spray. Now this Loctite spray here, it is for marine application. You can just take you a little bit of that, spray it in your tee, and spray the back side of your piece that you cut out. Get this cut out to fit first. Trim it out like you want it. Spray the back side of your fit or your mat, your drawer liner there. Spray the back side of it, lay it down, let it dry, spray your tee, let it dry for a little while. This is like a contact cement. And then what I did, I took my piece after I got it where it fit in there, had the glue on it. I just folded it in half like that and then set it down in there in the center, and then I went to working it out from the sides, and I work it down in there. If you'll put that up there, that'll help quieten your paddle, setting it in and out, but it's also going to help keep that paddle from just sliding around. I hope this video will help you. I hope you like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll subscribe to yours. Share my video so I can help somebody else and I can grow my channel. I appreciate what y'all doing for me. As I always say, thank you. May God bless you, and we'll see you next time.